We're back at it again, guys, and it's a weeknight, so we're not going to do Unplugged. I've had no alcoholic beverages today. We're just going to talk about the chainsaw. I did end up going to my power equipment dealer on Saturday. When I got there, I brought the saw without the bar attached, and I told them how there was a hitch in the chain, and I couldn't figure out what it was. But I put a different bar, different chain on it, and it was still having the hitch. And I told the fella how I was really nervous that it could be a bent crankshaft. So he grabbed the starter rope and pulled it several times, and he said he didn't see anything funny about the crankshaft. He said it didn't look bent or anything like that. And he was kind of at a loss as well as to what the problem could be. He said he would really want me to bring the bar and chain to see what the problem was. But then after he looked at the saw a little bit more, he looked at the sprocket, the rim sprocket that was on the saw, and he did say something looked funny about it. There's no brand stamped on the rim sprocket that I had on the saw, but he said something looked funny about it. And this is, I think, the only part on the saw that's not a genuine Stihl part. So this is what's known as an 8-tooth sprocket, which means that the chain is going to go a little faster than with a 7-tooth sprocket. But with a 7-tooth sprocket, it's going to have a little more torque. So if you've got a longer bar, you'd use a 7-tooth. But all he had in stock was a 7-tooth. So the fella gave me a 7-tooth sprocket. And hopefully this is going to solve all my problems. And then all that's going to be left on the saw is to tune her up. Right here, this is our new Stihl rim sprocket. And all I got was a new rim sprocket. The fella at the dealer said everything looked good. The clutch looked good. The needle bearing looked good. So that's all we did is get this little rim sprocket. And just for comparison's sake, you see how much bigger the 8-tooth one is? Unfortunately, that's not the solution. I'm really confused by this one. But if we take a look right in here, see how there's a little bit of a hitch? Is it better than it was? Right there, you see how it's dropping down? Right there. And then it goes right back in, goes down, right back up. I mean, it's just ever so slight. I think I might just bite the bullet and ask the dealer to have a look at this one and see if they can figure it out, because that's annoying me, and I just really don't want to have to worry about this saw throwing a chain. So guys, I think I got this figured out, and it turns out that it's operator error. I was playing around with the saw a little bit, and I kept looking at it and trying to figure out what I could be missing. And I'll show you what I think's going on here, but first let me just show you, I tightened up the chain. It's not super duper tight. It's it's tight, and I think part of the issue that I'm having is that on a longer bar, your chain has more slack, so when it slackens up a bit, it slackens up quicker. If that makes sense. But let me just move it around the bar for you guys and show you that it is staying. It is staying on the bar. Right now, we're looking down the bar, down the chain, and hopefully you guys can see our rim sprocket right here. Now with this 066, what I noticed is there's more play in the rim sprocket than there is on my other saws. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but if I pull that in and out, it's got quite a bit of wiggle to it. When I would move the chain, if the chain was a little bit loose, the sprocket would move to try to line up with the bar, and if it was like out or in, it would loosen up. Right now the chain is tight enough that it doesn't really make a difference. Let me take my scrunch and we'll just loosen up the chain a touch. And it's amazing how quickly it loosens. So I loosened that chain up And now, if we move, you see that play in the end there? See right where my finger is, you see that play? I think what happens is just the looser the chain is, the more this play comes into effect. If it's over this way or this way, it depends, you know, whether it's going to be tight or loose. I really think that's what's going on there. And I think the lesson for this, let me loosen it a little bit more. It's probably going to just drop out now. Yeah, so now the chain is actually dropped out of the bar in the bottom. So we should have a lot of slop in this. See all that? If I push the sprocket all the way out, the chain is sagging in the bar, but if I push the sprocket all the way in, it tightens up. So guys, I think we're going to call this one yet again a win. I'm not concerned about the chain. I mean, I'm concerned about the chain because I don't want it to fall off, so I'm going to keep my eye on things when I'm using the saw. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon. Take care.